In case you haven't heard, Intel is coming to Licking County, right? We know this massive project, a $20 billion investment, will have a giant impact on the area, both in the short and long term.
And that's why Licking Memorial Health Systems was so pleased to be asked to be a part of this new initiative framework to help organize and decide how Licking County will evolve with this new information.
All right, so we have Sarah Wallace with us with the Thomas J. Evans Foundation. Sarah, this really is going to change our state. It's going to change, obviously, Licking County immensely. So how is the business world responding to this planning? What are you guys doing to try to, make sense of all this before it happens, right?
Yes. Well, the announcement was made exactly a year ago. So very shortly after that, we really started getting together as a Licking County community to figure out what would be an appropriate response for us to have, and would it make sense for us to put together a public-private partnership to try to do some visioning and planning that would really help the 14 jurisdictions plus county government to be able to have a framework and a real strategy and a vision to inform decisions that were going to be made in those jurisdictions going forward because of the rapid growth in Licking County. So we are really within framework, and this is a 12-month process. We are really looking at all of the comprehensive plans and the data that is available, the planning that's going on right now in Licking County, plus the planning documents that are already in existence. Then we are also spending a tremendous amount of time on public input so that then we can knit that all together, because we know that we're going to get the best result and end up with communities that we love to live in and work in if we do a good job of listening to the public.
Yeah.
And then knitting together all of that to come up with a plan that can really inform the decisions that are being made in those jurisdictions going forward.
Robin, I can't tell you, the leadership that Sarah has demonstrated has been tremendous, and I don't think our community can appreciate the work, the resources that she's put in. If I'm a community member, why should I get involved? Why should I provide input? What would your statement be to that?
It's totally critical. Without input from the public, you're kind of flying blind, because the people's voices that live and work in those communities, they have the best perspective on what they want the future to look like. So we've really, throughout this work, we've spoken in front of 37 or 38 or 40 different organizations. We have a website. We've gotten 1,900, I believe, surveys that have been completed by citizens to give us their whole take on what are their priorities. And then out of all that input, what comes out of that are the 14 principles that have arisen out of this to be able to really serve as the foundation for the recommendations. So when we make recommendations with framework, we want to make sure that that is really congruent with what the public wants. So public input is critical.
And the public will be able to get involved, like you mentioned. They may see somebody out taking surveys. They may see somebody out, from framework, from the foundation. But you can also tell them to go to the website, right? Because I want to make sure that people are aware that they can go and have their voice be heard, even if they're not seeing somebody out there.
Absolutely. And it's frameworklc.org and they can go on, they can sign up to get periodic updates on what we're doing with framework. They can give us input. We will also have a few more in the March-April time frame. A few more public input sessions where people, but they should use the website and just go and sign up, because then they'll be right up to speed on what we're doing.
It's one of those, if you don't put your voice in, you can't complain about it at the end. That's what I always say. So we want Licking County to be happy, to be healthy, to thrive and grow. So go to that website and make your voice heard. Sarah, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, next up, 5 fast facts about Licking Memorial Health Systems that solidify their passion for caring and excelling in it. Once again, today's show sponsored in its entirety by Licking Memorial Health Systems.